everybody. Welcome to Kitchen ABCs. I'm Chef Cheryl, and we are supported by Runza. Now today I have a guest here. I have Hillary Horner. She's the Director of Education here at the Children's Museum, and she's going to tell us some interesting facts about what we're making today. We are making shortbread cookies. Now this is a really easy recipe and it takes some very simple ingredients. So let's get started. Did everybody wash your hands? Yay! Okay, so first thing you need is some butter. I have 2 sticks of butter. Now that makes a cup of butter. And we are going to add some sugar.
Cheryl, I've got a question for you.
Yes.
Should the butter be cold out of the fridge or does it need to be more room temperature?
Thanks for reminding me. It needs to be room temperature. So set it out for at least an hour before we use it. Okay, we're gonna add our sugar. So I have a 1/2 cup here, and make sure, just like we've been measuring, go a little bit over the top and then push it to make sure you have exactly 1/2 cup. So we're gonna put that in here. And then if you have a mixer, you can use a mixer to mix up, or you can just use a spoon. So yours might be a little softer than this, so it'll mix a little easier.
Well, Cheryl, you chose the perfect time of year to make shortbread. Shortbread is Scotland's traditional New Year's cookie. And in Scotland, they call New Year's Hogmanay, which is why I've got my Hogmanay hat on. So in Scotland, the gift that you give the first person who steps over your doorstep on New Year's Day is shortbread. So you give it to what they call the first footers. So this is the perfect time of year to make this cookie.
Oh, that's so fun. So once we have it all incorporated here, we are going to add some vanilla. Some vanilla extract here. We're gonna add a teaspoon of vanilla. Okay. And we'll get that all mixed up.
You know, the recipe for shortbread probably goes back to the 12th century, but it was one of Mary Queen of Scots' favorite cookies, and she was in the 16th century. So this cookie has a long history.
Wow, so we're eating something that they ate a long, long time ago.
Yours will taste a lot better than if we ate any of Mary Queen of Scots' cookies, though. They'd be a little stale.
They would be a little stale. Once that's all kind of fluffy, we're gonna add our flour. Now we need 2 cups of flour. So just like, whoa, there's a nice little puff of flour. Okay, it's a good thing I have an apron on today. Okay, so 1 cup. And 2 cups. Okay, so we're gonna mix that in. Hillary, would you like to do the honors for a minute? Be really careful.
All right.
It gets powder all over everywhere.
Sure smells good, though. Butter and vanilla, you can't go wrong.
Hillary, what do you have right up here?
Well, I brought some of my other Scottish friends. So, as well as shortbread being a traditional Scottish meal or cookie, another very traditional Scottish icon is the Loch Ness Monster, and I love the Loch Ness Monster. Now, they say monster, but she's really quite nice, I promise you. She goes by the name Nessie, and she lives way up in the north of Scotland. And some people think that she's a dinosaur called a plesiosaur.
Now it's kind of crumbly here. The butter's getting all mixed in with the flour. Now it doesn't quite look like cookie dough yet, So we're gonna add just a little milk. So we'll start with a tablespoon of milk and we'll see if it goes together here. So you want it to look kind of like Play-Doh.
You know, the crumbly consistency is good because that's where shortbread gets its name. It actually comes from an old Scottish word. The short meant crumbly, so it's named after its texture.
Oh, nice. So you don't have to be short to eat it?
No.
I decided to get my hands in here, and when you start putting it together, it'll look something like this. Okay, now there's a couple things you can do. So I'm gonna take part of it and stick it in my baggie here. Maybe a little more. And then, my goodness, I'm so messy. If Nessie was here, I could be messy Nessie, right?
True.
Okay, so if you put it in a bag, you could get all the air out and roll it into your bag, or just smash it down with your fingers so it's kind of flat. Probably be easier just to flatten it. It'll be a nice little square when you're all done. Because we want to have rectangles. So nice little flat square here. Then you can take your knife or a scissors. These are some sturdy bags here. Let's see.
Can I help Chef Cheryl?
I think I got it here. Okay. And if you want to just roll them out and cut them into whatever shape you want, you can do that also. Okay. Here we go. All right. There we go. Nice thing here. So we're gonna make little rectangles here. Now I heard they call these finger shape in Scotland.
Do. There are 3 traditional shapes that you can make your shortbread cookie. This one is called fingers, and they're the long rectangles. Or you could roll it into individual little circles, or make a big circle and then cut it like a pizza, and those they call petticoat tails.
We have our shapes here, so we have our finger shapes. And we're gonna put those on. You don't have to put any grease or anything, because these are mostly made of butter. Okay. Now, there's all kinds of other things you can do with these. So we're gonna show you a couple of different ways. Okay, so one thing you can do is if you want them just to be just the shortbread flavor, you can do that. And then if you wanted to, you could decorate them. Some places use forks, and maybe they make a design in a few of them. You could put sugars on them. So we're gonna take a couple and put some sugar on top. You can use plain sugar, or if you have these decorative ones, you can use those. And then others, we're gonna save till after we bake them. And then we're gonna dip them or sprinkle chocolate on top of them. So we're gonna let these bake in a preheated 350 degree oven for about 10 minutes. And then we'll show you what happens.
I think they're done, Cheryl.
Oh, yay! Okay, you can tell they're done if you look on the bottom. Now be very careful. If you look on the bottom, and they're lightly tan on the bottom. These are already decorated. We have our little fork marks in there, and then these already have our sugars on them. But now let's use some chocolate. Do you like chocolate?
I love chocolate.
Oh, cool. Well, we have two kinds of chocolate here. Now you can use whatever you want. This is a dark chocolate and a white chocolate. You could use milk chocolate. You could also use any kind of, like, maybe butterscotch chips, whatever you like. Use your imagination. Now what I did is melted in a microwave safe bowl, melted some chocolate chips, and do it at about, the first time about 30 seconds, but then maybe 15 seconds at a time, just till it's nice and creamy like that. So it moves really easily. And then you can drizzle. This is so much fun. You can make designs. You can mix your kinds of chocolates. You don't want too much chocolate because, or is that not true? Because there's never too much chocolate.
There's never too much chocolate, but it might hide some of the butter flavor.
Yes.
And that's the best part of shortbread.
So you can even put two. Ooh. Do you want to put some on my chocolate?
Ooh, it's so pretty.
You could make sure you have plenty here, and then maybe dip about half of it in.
Oh, that's a great idea.
Or not quite half. We'll just do a little bit. If you wanted to wait and do the other half, you could do that. I hope you have fun with this. Maybe you can make it for your New Year's celebration. We'll see you after the first of the year. Bye.